So we have some major breaking news, and this is good news to the people of Mali. 1,200 trucks full of fuel are now entering the capital city of Mali, Bamako. Army has been able to fight with the terrorists, and they have been able to defeat those who are blockading the fuel tankers that were getting into Bamako, and therefore in 10 days the Malian army has said that it is going to solve all the fuel crisis. Just for context, a jihadist group in Mali known as the Janim was blockading all the fuel tankers that were getting into Mali to ensure that the people in Mali do not get food and starve. And for a very long time, Mali wasn't having enough fuel. But as we're speaking right now, there have been a lot of intervention, and Mali is regaining its fuel supply. The Malian army has also unalived the leader, one of the top leaders of the Janim group, and now they are continuing with the war to ensure that the whole of Mali is safe from these terrorists. They were trying to push the government to negotiate with them so that they can have a chunk of the Malian land, but the Sahel states have said that they are not going to negotiate with these militants, and they have to free their country.
What does it say about global alliances when the very nations once accused of isolation are now the ones guaranteeing stability in Africa? The Russian-Malian deal to supply between 160,000 and 200,000 metric tons of oil marks a significant step in reshaping Africa's geopolitical map. In the past, Western oil companies dictated the flow of energy and therefore the pace of development. But now, Mali is writing its own story, one powered by new friendships and alternative partnerships. Could this be the beginning of a wider African shift away from Western dependency towards self-defined progress and mutual respect? What's even more significant is how the delivery was carried out. These tankers, originating from foreign routes and entering Mali under the tightest security, were not merely transported, they were protected. Russian military instructors stood as shields against jihadist groups like JNIM, who had tried to block fuel routes as part of their campaign to cripple the Malian government. Instead of collapsing, Mali adapted. Does this not show that when a nation is determined, even terrorism cannot extinguish its light? This successful operation sends a loud message to those who have long underestimated Mali's resilience. For years, narratives have been shaped to portray African nations as dependent and helpless, waiting for handouts. But today, Mali has demonstrated that with courage, coordination, and the right partnerships, sovereignty is achievable. It challenges Africans everywhere to rethink what true independence really means. Is independence only about borders and elections, or is it about the power to choose your allies and chart your own destiny? For Russia, this move also carries strategic weight. Moscow is building new bridges in Africa, not by coercion, but through cooperation. By ensuring Mali's access to vital resources, Russia is deepening ties that many Western nations once ignored or exploited. Yet this alliance raises an important question. Are we witnessing a genuine partnership built on respect, or a reshaping of global influence where Africa finally sits as an equal at the table? In Bamako, the arrival of these tankers has sparked relief and celebration. For ordinary citizens, this is more than fuel. It is life returning to normal. Buses moving, generators running, markets alive again. The people can breathe, but it also leaves us with a challenge. How can Mali ensure that this success is not just a moment of triumph, but the foundation for sustainable progress? This victory over scarcity and manipulation is not only about politics or economics. It is a victory of willpower and unity. Mali has proven that even when isolated, even when threatened, the human spirit cannot be subdued. It has proven that Africa can solve African problems with global partners who respect its sovereignty. But this triumph also calls for reflection. What lessons can other African nations draw from Mali's bold choices? Should they continue to rely on the same old systems or explore new pathways to self-reliance and peace? As the dust settles and the tankers continue to refuel the nation, one thing is clear: the narrative is changing. Mali has emerged from crisis with its head held high, reminding the world that no amount of pressure can suppress a nation that believes in its own future. This is not just about oil, it is about dignity.